Hi everyone, Rodney Smith here, of course, and I just wanted to give you a quick update to the fundraiser as well as talk to you about the games that I'm planning on featuring in the coming weeks and months of Watch It Played. But first, the fundraiser. We have now funded 5 months of Season 3, which is just wonderful, and I want to thank you so much for your current support. It's so appreciated. And I also want to tell you about one of the perk levels that I am planning on modifying. In fact, I've already changed it. Last year in our previous fundraiser, we had a perk level called the Decider. At $30, what this would give you was 2 votes. I would give you a list of games that I'd be willing to feature on the series but hadn't covered yet, and you'd be able to pick your top 2 favorite games from that list. After all of the Decider's votes had been compiled, whichever game got the most votes, that game would get a feature in our series. So last time it was Descent 2nd Edition, and we actually just wrapped that series. And so I had hesitated to put the Decider vote on this fundraiser. I was actually a little concerned about fitting that game into our schedule. But now I kind of regret it, because that was a fun feature and it was another way to get you involved. The problem is once you've set your fundraiser perk levels, you can't go in and modify them once people have donated at those levels. Thankfully, one of the perk levels, the $40 level, no one's taken yet. So I guess that's not a very popular one, and I thought what I'd do is change that one over to the Decider level. So anyone who donates at $40 or higher, if you've already donated higher than that, you're automatically included in this. The only catch about it, the thing that made me feel a little funny about it, was this was now $40, and last year the Decider vote was $30. I'm not trying to increase and creep up the cost of these things. So here's what I thought I would do to balance it out. I was actually talking to one of our viewers, John Gallant, and he had this great idea. What I'm going to do instead of having just one vote, I'm going to have 2 votes. So there's going to be one list of games, medium weight. Think games like Seasons, and you'll be able to pick your top 2 games from that list. I'm also going to have a list of lighter games. Think King of Tokyo, Timeline, that sort of thing. You'll be able to vote 2 times on that list as well, your top 2 favorite games from that. After all of the votes are compiled, the top game from the medium weight and the lightweight lists will get featured into the series. So if that interests you at all, you can go to our fundraiser page now and find that option. We've also released the first image of our donator pin map. I released this a few days ago on our Facebook page. It's just a trial run to see how it went. I got some help once again from John Gallant. I really appreciate that. He's been helping to populate our map of the world with pins showing all of our different donators and where they come from. It's really neat to see. You should check it out. I'm also going to start, of course, posting it here on the fundraiser page as well. I was away for a few days, so I got a little bit behind, but I'm working to catch up. The first map was current as of June 26th. At the time of this update, I'm also going to be releasing the July 1st version of the map, and you'll see some more pins are populating in there. If you're interested in seeing your own pin added to that map, well, that's at the $15 level and higher. Also, we've unlocked another game giveaway draw for Castles of Burgundy. If you've donated at any perk level, there's nothing you have to do. You're automatically going to be entered into that draw. If you haven't donated, maybe you can't or you don't want to, no problem. Come on over to the fundraiser page. In the update sections where you find this video, you'll also find some text instructions that will explain how you can enter into the draw without having to donate anything. But while you're there, do consider donating at the $5 level. It's going to get you into all of the draws, and it really does help support the show. We're also heading towards another game giveaway draw, and it's probably going to be for this game right here. We'll talk about that in a second. But we've also unlocked another custom piece of board game art created just for the series from a moment of the series. John Ariosa, the artist who did our Summoner Wars art, has also been very involved in the artwork for the game Mice and Mystics. He's going to do up a picture for us from our playthrough of that game. The moment where Colin was dispatching a spider that was attacking the heroes while a dastardly crow flew overhead. I'm really excited to see this. He's working on a sketch right now. As soon as I have that, I'm going to share that with you so you have an idea of what that artwork is going to look like. Remember, at the visionary level, you can pick any one piece of the artwork, and at the curator level, you'll get all of the artwork that is unlocked. I also want to thank everyone who's been sharing this fundraiser online, with their friends and different social media. I feel a little strange about self-promoting my own fundraiser, so I appreciate that you guys are helping me out with that. Now, I want to tell you about the games that are going to be coming up on our series. I've talked to you about BioShock Infinite, Siege of Columbia by Plaid Hat Games. That is the game that I should be recording right now. Unfortunately, I'm just waiting on something from them before I can begin. I think it got tied up in customs, which is really unfortunate because it's delaying it a little bit, but we are going to get to that as soon as possible. In the meantime, I recently traveled to GTS Distribution's Come and Play Day in Seattle. They very kindly sent me there. I was able to sit down with a variety of different publishers and interview them about games that they have upcoming. So I think to help fill in the gap, I'm going to start releasing some of that content. This was a pretty exciting opportunity for me. I don't normally do interviews, and these sessions weren't really reviews, but these were opportunities for these publishers to showcase their games. And honestly, I just allowed myself to get in it and get excited about the games they were sharing. So along with my gushing, hopefully you will find some interesting information about some older games, as well as some new games that aren't even out yet. I also have Dungeon Roll here. This is from Tasty Minstrel Games and was part of a wildly successful Kickstarter. I backed it as well. It's not out yet, but they did send me along an early copy so I could start to work on an instructional video for them, and I really appreciate them partnering with us once again for this game. We'll probably do a full playthrough of it as well so you can see how the game works. But I just wanted to let you know, if you see some of these videos going up and you're wondering, well, where's BioShock? We are going to get to BioShock as soon as possible. Luke and I are very excited to be bringing that one to you, and we're certainly playing a lot of it behind the scenes, which is kind of concerning because he's getting better at it all the time. Well, I think I've talked your ear off long enough with this update, but I just want to say once again, thank you so much for supporting our series. I think you have an idea of just how much this means to me. And as always, until the next episode, thanks for watching.